repeats them. What's the tempo of this?
Good morning. Welcome to the UIC College of Pharmacy Commencement. Graduates, please rise if able. At this time, I would like to request that the platform party and faculty please come forward. Graduates, please remain standing. Others, please rise if you are able. Dr. Deborah Agard, Assistant Dean, will now lead us in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh,
Graduates and guests, please be seated. My name is Tom Tenhove. I'm the Associate Dean for Student Affairs. It's a great honor for me to serve as the MC for today's commencement ceremony. In consideration for the graduates and others around you, please silence any cell phones or any other device that would make noise, please. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the Dean of the College of Pharmacy, Dr. Glenn Schumak. Dean Schumak.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. How about that Star-Spangled Banner? Deb Agard. Nice. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to all our guests, family members, significant others, friends of our graduates. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping us celebrate this momentous occasion. As we get started, I'd like to just introduce a few people to our guests. First, and most importantly, I'd like to introduce the new graduates. So with the PharmD, if everybody would stand up, please. PharmD, MS, and PhD graduates. I know they want to thank their family members for all the hard work, all the support that you gave them through their 4 years or more of school. So how about a round of applause for the family members and significant others? Thank you. Next, let me introduce a very important group that we have with us this morning, our Golden Graduates. Golden Graduates, if you could please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, the individuals before you graduated from this College of Pharmacy in 1969, 50 years ago. Thank you. We invited them here today to help celebrate their career accomplishments, but also to serve as professional role models for our new graduates. So Golden Graduates, we salute you. Thank you for being here with us. You may be seated. Now let me introduce the people sitting behind me, the platform party. First, the distinguished university and campus administrators that we have with us. Just please stand as I call your name. Tim Killeen, President of the University of Illinois System. Dee Dee Williams, Secretary of the University of Illinois Board of Trustees. Michael Amiridis, Chancellor of the University of Illinois at Chicago. Robert Barish, UIC's Vice Chancellor for Health Affairs. Joanna Groden, UIC's Vice Chancellor for Research, and Karen Cawley, Dean of the UIC Graduate College. Next, the administrators of the College of Pharmacy. Again, please stand as you're called. Kevin Rinn, Vice Dean for our Rockford Regional Campus. Stephanie Crawford, Executive Associate Dean for Faculty Affairs and Strategic Initiatives. You knew Stephanie would do something like that. Jan Engel, Senior Associate Dean for Professional and International Affairs. Joanna Burdette, Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Education. Clara Alway, Associate Dean for Diversity and Inclusion and Director of the Urban Health Program. Nick Popovich, Dean for Student Development. I think everyone knows that Nick is retiring in June, and this will be his last commencement ceremony. Thank you, Nick, for all your years of service. Dale Rush, Associate Dean for Administrative Affairs. Marika Shane, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Marika is also retiring at the end of this month, so this also will be her last ceremony. Thank you, Marika, for your years of service. Andy Donnelly, Associate Dean for Clinical Affairs. And you already met Tom Tenhove, Associate Dean for Student Affairs. Okay, now I'd like to introduce those that contribute most to our students, and that is our distinguished faculty. So please stand as I call you. Interim Head Deborah Tinetti in the faculty of the Department of Biopharmaceutical Sciences. Interim Head Steve DiMagno in the faculty of the Department of Medicinal Chemistry and Pharmacognosy. Let me just note that this is a nostalgic day for the faculty of these two departments because this is the last time they'll be introduced separately. Beginning in July, they will merge into a single department, a single powerhouse department, the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Continuing with the Department of Pharmacy Practice and their interim head, Keith Rodvold, who I think is not present today. Faculty of Pharmacy Practice. And finally, Department Head Todd Lee and the Faculty of Pharmacy Systems, Outcomes, and Policy. And finally, I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker for today, Jenny Columbo. Dr. Columbo is Vice President for Global Patients and Scientific Affairs for the Takeda Pharmaceutical Company. Jenny. It's now my privilege to reintroduce the 20th President of the University of Illinois, Dr. Tim Killeen. When he took office in 2015, Dr. Killeen brought more than 3 decades of experience as a teacher, researcher, and administrator in public higher education and in top leadership positions in national scientific research associations. Dr. Killeen is committed to continuing the University of Illinois system's rise as a global leader through academic programs that transform students' lives and pioneering innovation that drives progress and economic growth. Please join me in welcoming the President of the University of Illinois, Dr. Tim Killeen.
Thank you, my Dean Schumak, and good morning. It's my great honor and distinct pleasure to congratulate you, the class of 2019. I don't have to tell you that this is a really big day, maybe the biggest day yet, and one of a handful to come in your lives that will stick in your memory forever. So be proud, live it up, wear out the cameras on your cell phones if that's possible today, then tweet and post those happy pictures of you, your family, and your friends for everyone to see. And if you're anything like me, in 30 years you'll be asking, was that my hair back then? You've earned every hug, handshake, high five, and fist bump. Savor them all, and I hope you can land a few cards with maybe cash in them to boot. This is also a very big day for those who have had the privilege of helping you guide your educational journey, our wonderful UIC faculty and your family, friends, and supporters. Commencements are our biggest days of the year, celebrations that reflect the very core of what the University of Illinois system is all about. And as your time has shown you here, UIC is many, many remarkable things. A massive enterprise with impacts that reach literally around the world through groundbreaking scholarship, research, discovery, and innovation. And now we're so proud of you. But boiled down to the very basics, it is all about you and our world-class educational mission, our students. You have been at the center of our mission all the way back to the system, University of Illinois system's founding more than a century and a half ago. We were created to open our doors wide to every deserving student, and not just the privileged few, providing an education that would transform their lives, one by one, and collectively sending off new waves of talent year after year to lift the fortunes of our state, our nation, and our world. It's an enormous responsibility, and one that our universities have fulfilled with such distinction that the U of I system has cemented a place as one of the world's most accomplished and respected educators. We want you to feel proud about that. Our high global standing is rooted in values foreshadowed more than a century ago by our fourth president, Edmund James, who guided the era of explosive growth that really helped us become the powerhouse we are today. In 1904, as his presidency began, he had this to say about what was then a fledgling single-campus university. He said, "Great things are waiting if we only measure up to our opportunities, if we only perform faithfully and simply the duties which the state thrusts upon us." I doubt if even he could imagine the heights we would reach 115 years later. But we can rise even higher, and we must, to a place as the gold standard for higher education in this country, in this century. And we need you to help us do that and remain intrinsically part of our family. We need to continue stretching towards ambitious goals, as President James said, faithfully and simply. And I add, with excellence and integrity painted through everything we do. Integrity defines us. It is our touchstone in classrooms and laboratories, on football and soccer fields, basketball, baseball, etc. Honesty and strong moral character are at the heart of those values, but they actually run far deeper. We are also forthright, hardworking, and transparent. We are grounded, never cutting corners, and always sharing credit. We are dedicated, loyal, and focused squarely on the public good. We are thoughtful, respectful, and determined to do the right thing, to make people proud, even when no one is watching. We take the high road, always the high road, and I know these characteristics really define you all. These bedrock UIC values don't go unnoticed. Coupled with our rich excellence legacy, they have added to our allure as a go-to destination, helping us once again to set system-wide enrollment records, building on our ranks of world-class faculty and forging new research paradigms to tackle society's most pressing challenges. Better yet, those defining values also radiate for decades to come through the lessons that each and every one of you carries into the world. With more than 22,000 fellow graduates joining you this year, you are blowing strong, fresh winds of reason into the air that sometimes is characterized by diversity and negativity. So please enjoy today's celebration. Stand tall. Please come back often to tell us about your next big achievements in your careers, in your communities, and in your lives. And be sure to thank the parents, family, and friends who supported you along the way. Their contributions to your success are immeasurable, and they should share deeply the pride and credit on this very special day. My congratulations again, class of 2019.
Thank you, President Killeen. I now have the honor of introducing Michael Amiridis. Michael Amiridis is Chancellor of the University of Illinois at Chicago. Under his leadership over the past 4 years, the university has experienced record enrollments every year and is undergoing the most ambitious construction projects on campus in decades. And as a side note, one of those construction projects will be the new Drug Discovery and Innovation Pavilion associated with the College of Pharmacy. He has strengthened the university's relationship with the city of Chicago and engaged in an effort to bring greater national and international visibility to UIC. A chemical engineer by training, Chancellor Amiridis holds degrees from Aristotle University of the Thessaloniki and the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Please welcome Chancellor Amiridis.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Welcome to the University of Illinois at Chicago Spring Commencement Ceremonies. We're starting a marathon this morning, a marathon of 14 commencement ceremonies over the next 5 days, but we are starting with a crown jewel. We're starting with the highest nationally ranked college in the entire University of Illinois system, Mr. President. We are starting with the College of Pharmacy. Families and friends, parents, siblings, grandmothers, grandfathers, spouses, partners, children, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, friends, whoever you are that you are here today to support our graduates, thank you. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for everything you have done to support our students. We have a great class of 2019 to present to you, but watching you so far, I'm having doubts that you really agree with this statement. You see, I haven't heard you being loud. I haven't heard you cheering, shouting, clapping really with your heart. I haven't heard you demonstrating your joy and pride for these graduates. All I have heard so far is some very polite clapping that you have done wherever you thought it was important. I'm afraid at this point that I'm more proud of these graduates than their families and their friends are. So I'll give you one opportunity to redeem yourselves as we try this once again. Congratulations, class of 2019. Don't be afraid to do this. This is a party today. We are celebrating. It's not some kind of a religious ceremony, so feel free to show them exactly how you feel. Graduates, I want to thank your professors, your mentors and advisors, and the UIC staff members. These are the ones that helped push you through your most challenging projects and assignments when you couldn't see past the mountain of work and when you were piling these assignments to the last moment. They help you get through them, so please join me in thanking the faculty and the staff of the College of Pharmacy. And also, I want to express my gratitude to the Golden Graduates, to the representatives of the class of 1969. It's important that you are here today. It's important that we are demonstrating the continuity of this project, of this college. It's important for today's graduate to see you and to understand what you have accomplished in your lives. And please, mark your calendars, May of 2069. This is when we expect all of you to be here and celebrate with that class. I'm not going to be here, but I'll be watching you, so please come back. And also remember to congratulate and thank your classmates, the people that are sitting next to you, your study groups, your lab groups, those who work with you during the last 4, 5, 6, in a couple of cases, I know it's 8 years because you did the PharmD PhD program, those who kept you awake before the exams and during the lectures. You're all here today celebrating as one graduating class, and that's important to remember. Today is all about you. You did it. You're graduating. This is my final opportunity to offer some words before you confer your degrees. So I want to go over what you will be taking with you when you walk out of these doors today as UIC alumni. Of course, you will be walking out of here with your academic credentials, your degrees. The truth is you will not be walking out with your degrees. You will get an empty envelope from here, but trust me, it's in the mail. It's coming. But you will be walking out with a strong fundamental understanding of the principles of your discipline. Extremely important, but that's not the only thing. You will also be living with the real-life experience that comes from completing projects, from completing research and clinical assignments, and meeting important deadlines. These are qualities that the people who will employ you look for. The fact that many of you also balance jobs during your studies, and in many cases family obligations, along with your own studies, shows your deep level of commitment, responsibility, and determination to succeed. You will also be leaving UIC with the foundation you will need to join society as fully engaged members in our rapidly changing world. Over the last years, you have been engaged in the global community right here at the center of a global city. You have experience with people who speak different languages, come from different religious or cultural backgrounds, and you have thrived in an inclusive environment that has defined your education and your university experience. UIC's environment is unique in this sense in the entire country and has prepared you for the future that is coming to this country. You will also be leaving UIC with an enhanced responsibility for civic engagement and service to others, especially those who are underserved. This is one of the core values of this university, and during your studies here, you have seen the entire university community participating in such efforts, and I believe in your vast majority you have done so yourselves. This is the tradition and legacy of UIC's faculty, students, staff, and alumni. And finally, I hope that you will leave UIC with a lot of pride for your alma mater. This is a university that demonstrates academic excellence at the highest level. It is also a university that produces new knowledge through its world-class research, and at the same time has a tremendous impact on the lives and well-being of the most vulnerable citizens of this city and this state. And I urge you to proudly tell the people that you will meet in your new work environments that you have graduated not only from Chicago's only public research university, but you have graduated from the university for Chicago that is here at UIC. On behalf of UIC, I promise you that we will always be your university and we will continue to support you. Like you, we will continue to grow in strength and reputation as we have done in recent years, enhancing the value of your degrees. We will continue to make you proud, just as you have made us proud today and throughout your stay here. After all, the greatness of a university is the sum of its alumni, and you are now going to become part of that equation. And please remember to share your future accomplishments with us and return to visits. Set up an example, follow the example of the class of 1969, and set up a new example for the new students on how to be engaged. Graduates, go out and tell the world about what we have accomplished here at UIC, because you are our greatest ambassadors. Congratulations, class of 2019, and Godspeed.
Thank you, Chancellor Amiridis. Now I'd like to recognize the 2019 Class Valedictorians. These are the students in the PharmD graduating class with the highest GPA. This year we have 5 graduates who achieved a perfect 4.0 grade point average across 4 years of courses. When I call your name, please stand. The 2019 Class Valedictorians are Shannon Dahlgren, Elisa Lee, Mariana Gomez Malidi, Madeline O'Connor, and Alina Varabiova. Congratulations. Just as we value academic excellence, we also believe that service and leadership by our students is vitally important and should be recognized at this ceremony. PharmD, PhD, and MS candidates, if you served as a class officer or in a leadership role while you were a student in this college, or if you received an award for leadership or service from UIC or from an external organization, please rise so we can recognize you. Congratulations. Thank you. You can be seated. Okay, it's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jenny Columbo, who will give this year's commencement address. In the program, you'll find background information on Dr. Columbo's many impressive accomplishments. What I'd like to tell you in this introduction are the reasons that Jenny is a perfect choice to address our graduates this morning. First, she is a product of this college. She graduated from our PharmD program, she completed a residency and fellowship in our healthcare system, and she even taught on our faculty. She is UIC. Second, she's a perfect reflection of our student body, a first-generation Puerto Rican who was born and raised in Chicago. She has the grit and the drive that defines our students. She is UIC. Third, she's a role model for success that we hope for all of our graduates. She has broken through barriers in her career by demonstrating both extreme competence and deep compassion. Dr. Columbo now holds one of the top executive positions in a multinational pharmaceutical company. She is UIC. And finally, she is passionate about giving back to the College of Pharmacy and its students. Her mentoring of our students, especially young women, have led many to follow in her footsteps. She is UIC. I give you Dr. Jenny Columbo.
Thank you, Dean Schumak. Oh, I figure, he's just a little taller than I am. Thank you, Dean Schumak, for the generous and kind introduction. To call me UIC, that is so gratifying. I share your pride, and I appreciate your reference to mentorship. I think it's a theme that will come across today. Chancellor Amiridis asked me to rock the house. And if I had known that he wanted me to rock the house, I would have invited my crazy Puerto Rican family, and they would be here right now rocking this house. And I think there's a few over there. Thank you, members of faculty, and especially thank you, graduates, for having me on this special day. Graduates, congratulations. I look around, I see these proud, but I'm seeing some pretty serious faces, so relax. I'm only going to talk for about 10 minutes, I promise you. It is such an honor for me to be here with you today on your commencement from my very own alma mater. When Dean Schumak invited me to speak, I was deeply honored and I was so excited. When I shared the news with my son, he said, "Wow, Mom, that's so cool. To have my son think that I'm cool, that's a good day." But then he said, I hope they record it, because I want to be able to see it. And in a split moment, I went from excited to terrified. And if you're asking why, it's because I hate cameras. I really hate cameras. So today, I'm going to ignore those things. They're bigger than life. And instead, I'm going to focus on you and how happy I am to be here. Let me share a quick story that I think speaks to the pride that I feel. A few months ago, I was chatting with a new colleague, a PharmD and a clinical pharmacist trained in the UK. When I shared that I also started my career as a clinical pharmacist at the University of Illinois College of Pharmacy, he was impressed. And then he said, "Well, that's one of the top clinical pharmacy programs in the world." My smile was from ear to ear. I was showing teeth everywhere. To hear that kind of praise 30 years later from a guy who trained in another part of the world, it made my day. And it made me reflect how lucky I've been that the great career that I have enjoyed started right here. When I was in your shoes, in my cap and gowns, I'm not wearing a cap right now. I think by design I may have lost that thing somewhere, but I thought I had it all figured out. I would do my hospital residency, and I'd move on to a clinical pharmacy role. That's it. I had it all figured out. That was my plan. It was all set. About halfway through my residency, a mentor and a senior faculty said, "Jenny, you should pursue a fellowship. It will set you up for an academic position." Well, that was not in the plan. But I could tell that I was really loving interacting with people, and especially the students. So preparing for an academic career seemed to be the right thing. It would set me up to be a clinical pharmacist and teaching all in one. So I took the advice from one who was much wiser than me. My fellowship confirmed my passion for clinical practice as well as teaching. And maybe it revealed that I wasn't too crazy about the research part, which I think is a little bit funny because the fellowship was intended, I think, to inspire the inner researcher in me. She just wasn't there. For 8 years at UIC, I served in inpatient and outpatient roles. The days were long, sometimes hard, and some weekends were filled grading papers, but I loved it. And I was enjoying the mentorship and the encouragement that I was getting along the way. And then the unimaginable happened. Dun, dun, dun. An opportunity in the pharmaceutical industry was at my door. My first thought, a purist like me, quintessential pharmacist, had it all figured out, would never consider a move to the industry. But here's the thing. There were other things happening in my life at the time. I was now married and I had a beautiful baby boy, that same guy that wants to see this video. On the surface of it, it looked like I had a perfect life. But things started to fall apart. I became a single mom, forcing me to re-examine my life. I wasn't sure of too many things at that time, but one thing I knew for certain, I was so grateful for my son, my family, and I was so grateful for this career. Although the thought of a major career change was exciting, I was hesitant. And the head of pharmacy practice at the time said to me, as he was giving me his blessing, he said, "Jenny, you can always come back to UIC. The doors here will always be open." Those words seemed to lift whatever risk I thought I was taking. Now, more than 20 years later, I haven't come back as faculty, but I have stayed very close to my alma mater. So maybe I am UIC. I started my pharma career during a transformational time in HIV. We launched a protease inhibitor treatment. I know that sounds a little bit funny to you guys, but in the 90s, that was a really big deal. My expertise in HIV came in handy, and honestly, it is the thing that got me through the first year of pure culture shock. Because let me tell you, it took me a year to get past the culture shock in the industry coming from academia. And believe me, those words, "you can always come back," popped into my head daily. But by my second year, I was starting to feel comfortable doing my HIV thing and using my HIV clinical experience to be an advocate for patients. And again, I was loving it, but not so fast. We were in the midst of developing a game-changing breast cancer drug that was on fast track for FDA approval. The company hadn't built a team. This came out of nowhere. And so they turned to the HIV team for help. I remember thinking at the time, what do I know about oncology? I took one residency rotation, that's it, and I think that was by design. My boss at the time said, "Jenny, your lack of oncology expertise, it doesn't matter. It's your skills and the way you work with people that matter." I didn't realize it then, but these became words for me to live by. To this day, my team members will hear me say, how you deliver is as important as what you deliver. I helped launch a drug that changed the lives of so many women. It inspired me to become an advocate for women afflicted with breast cancer. And while I missed daily patient care, I came to appreciate that by working in pharma, I was improving the lives of many, and that really resonated for me. Eventually, I moved back to my therapeutic comfort zone, HIV, but now I was managing a team, and this wasn't something I had done before. And here's a funny story. With incredible honesty, my new boss said he was sure I was not the right candidate for that role. But he admired that I was throwing my name in the hat, so he thought he'd give me a fair shake. And this is what I really want you to hear. He said the difference between you and the others is that you don't let yourself be niched, and you find good in every change. In our industry, change will always be around the corner, and I need leaders who can adapt quickly and bring people along. Remember that. Healthcare organizations need leaders who can adapt quickly and bring people along. These became more words for me to live by. Over the years, I've passed on many great opportunities for leadership advancement because each one would have meant a move to the East Coast. But as a single mom, my choice was always easy. I stayed in Chicago, where I had the support of an amazing mother and brother, and where I knew my son would be close to his father. I was having a lot of fun in my career when suddenly a prior boss and mentor approached me about joining him at Takeda, just north of here. Once again, I was torn, and once again, the words of one wiser than me helped open my eyes. My younger brother said, "You need to at least look at this job. Think about all the opportunities you've passed on because you wouldn't move. Everyone knows you have more potential. And once you're within the corporate walls, they will figure that out in a minute. And sister," he calls me sister, "sister, you will be president before you know it." Wait. This is being recorded. I hope he doesn't find out that I said that he's wiser than me, because I'm the older, so of course I'm the wiser, and that can't change. But you know, my brother's a dreamer, but I love him for that, so I made the leap. While I'm not Takeda's president, I have received so much inspiration and encouragement from Takeda's leadership and bosses to step into new and different roles. I've seen my fair share of change since I left the college. Healthcare consolidation, and God help me, and I think my son is watching this, the digital era. I barely know how to work my iPhone. But these have been massive changes that have come into our industry. I can't tell you that every change has been great or easy. In fact, some of them have been scary. But I have been able to find good in every change. And more times than not, my teams and I have come out on the other end stronger and better. Here I am, 30 years into my career, and in a few months, yes, I'll be moving to Boston to take on a new role at Takeda. Chicago is my home. I've been here my entire life, and the role is like nothing I've ever done before. So for many reasons, this may be the biggest change I've made, but if not now, when? I've been in many roles, and my greatest hope is that I have been able to inspire others along the way in the same way that so many have inspired me throughout my career. So today, whether you're one of the ones who thinks you've got it all figured out, or you're sitting there and saying, "I don't have a clue," my question to you is still the same. Are you ready for an unexpected career path? And are you ready to inspire and be inspired? I think you are. I'm looking at you, smiling at me. I think you are. Finally, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the love and constant inspiration I have received from my family, mentors and sponsors who believed in me, and from the many people and teams that I have served that have helped to make me better. So to the family and friends in the audience, congratulations to you too. We're here today because of you. And tomorrow morning, I will be flying to DC with my Puerto Rican family to make some noise and maybe even embarrass, my son a little bit, because he'll be graduating from American University in DC. So I know the immense pride and joy that you feel today. Thank you all for having me. Thank you for listening. And to the class of 2019, congratulations again. And I leave you with this quote. I just came across it just 2 days ago, and I love it. Never trust your fears. They don't know your strength. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Columbo. I would now like to ask Dean Schumak and President Killeen to come forward for the Conferral of Degrees.
President Killeen, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by vote of the Senate, I have the honor to present the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy, Doctor of Philosophy, and Master of Science. Doctor of Pharmacy, Doctor of Philosophy, and Master of Science candidates, please rise if you are able.
Thank you, Dean Schumak. Upon these recommendations and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy, Doctor of Philosophy, and Master of Science for which you have been presented, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of those degrees. Congratulations.
You can be seated.
A tradition we have to honor our graduates is the symbolic placing of the academic hood onto them to signify their success in completing their respective scholarly programs. We call this hooding. We will begin with the recognition of the Doctor of Philosophy and Master of Science degree graduates. Dr. Joanna Burdette, Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Education, will present these graduates. Dr. Burdette.
Good morning. The Doctor of Philosophy and Master of Science degree graduates are typically hooded by their major professors. A major professor is the faculty member who provides guidance in developing the student's research proposal, conducting the research, and preparing the dissertation. Graduates, please come forward when your name is called. J. Anand, hooded by Dr. Amiridis. Biochemical and signaling pathways for repair of topoisomerase II mediated DNA damage. Jason Bugno, PharmD and PhD. Major Advisor Dr. Hong, hooded today by Dr. Gemeinhardt. Engineered ultra-small nanoparticles for controlled tumor penetration. Matt Gilbertson, hooded by Dr. Amiridis. Regulation of DNA cleavage by the ATPase domain of DNA topoisomerase II. Mary Choles, PharmD and PhD, hooded by Dr. Pauli. Methodologies for the discovery and quality control of therapeutic peptides. Mariam Elfeki, PhD, hooded by Dr. Murphy. Occurrence of bacterial natural product production genes across an environment. Jordan Gunn, hooded by Dr. Cha. Prospecting the anti-diabetic potential of Alisma orientale. Yunlong Liu, hooded by Dr. Thatcher. Novel treatment for estrogen receptor positive treatment-resistant breast cancer. Suruthi Ardimatam, hooded by Dr. Dean Schumak. Comparative safety of sodium glucose cotransporter 2 inhibitors. Rachel Harrington, advised by Dr. Lee and hooded by Dr. Lee, multimorbidity and condition clustering in children and adolescents, resource use, expenditures, and quality. Ernest Law, advised by Picard and hooded today by Dr. Lee, examining sources of variation in developing a societal health state value set. Jacqueline Davila, hooded by Dr. Larson, development of a microcrystal test for the detection of psilocin. Evan Garza, hooded by Dr. Larson. Detection of nano-encapsulated cannabis via color test, gas chromatography, mass spectrometry, and dogs. Kyle Rybarczyk, hooded by Dr. Larson. Quantitative analysis of mitragynine in consumer products labeled as kratom. Rupal Sharma, hooded by Dr. Hall. Effects of temperature and time since deposition on recovery of DNA from touch samples. Dolly Sharma, hooded by Dr. Walton. Impact of FDA's unapproved drug initiative on drug prices, utilization, and outcomes. Focus on colchicine. And Jessica Tang, hooded by Dr. Hall. Evaluation of DNA loss in touch samples from various substrates. Let's congratulate our PhD and masters once again.
We will now proceed with the recognition of our Doctor of Pharmacy graduates. Dr. Kevin Rinn, Vice Dean for our Rockford campus, and Dr. Deborah Agard, Assistant Dean, will present these graduates. Dr. Rinn.
Good morning and congratulations, graduates. Hooding our Doctor of Pharmacy graduates today will be Dr. Nicholas Popovich and Dr. Marlo DeJuric-Kalik. Dr. Popovich, or Dr. P as he's more known, is the recipient of this year's Golden Apple Award, which is selected by the graduating class to recognize the single most outstanding teacher over their entire course of study. And Dr. D, as she's more affectionately known and a little easier for me to say, is the recipient of this year's Preceptor of the Year Award, also granted by the graduating class. A preceptor, for those in the audience that are with us, is a professional who has worked with the student as a teacher and role model and mentor, and during their experiential or rotational component of the curriculum. In addition to these folks, we will also have some guest hooders, which will be announced with some of our graduates. So a round of applause, I think, from the graduates for our Teacher and Preceptor of the Year. So we're pleased to present the graduates of the class of 2019. The graduates are here on stage. We'll start with the Doctor of Pharmacy candidates from our Rockford campus. Morgan Bullock. Shane Brandt. Jasmine Brown. Heather Chapman. Sing Ping Chow. Jalen Beth Cook. Nicholas Andrew Creek. Kim Quaresma. Sierra Delahanty. Kevin Heath. Nicole Renee Hewen. Kyle James Hutner. Amir Kagdi. Andrew Lundhull. Allison Louise Mengel. Tu Win. Amoli Rajesh Patel. Jacqueline Rose Punches. Megan Elizabeth Ruth. Vassell Siebel. Tanya Skakavac. Timothy Westergren. Hayram Huang Kong, who will be hooded by her husband, alumnus from the class of 2014, Dr. Hyung Sup Lee. Kasha Vielgash. Erica Wickstant. And I will turn the name calling over to Dr. Agard.
Continuing with the graduating class of 2019, I'm pleased to present the Chicago campus. Eric Anthony Abasalo. Serene Abuzir. Christopher Agusi. Beanish Alam. Jeffrey Peter Allen. Neda Al-Suhabani. Jennifer Amalidosan. Justin Andrasic. Neka Henriette Anizoba. Samra Anjum. Mosina Anwar. Patricia Asanye. Joseph Austin. Sam Benig. Catherine Elizabeth Breeze. Kelsey Elizabeth Bridgman. Nathan Brown. Brittany Marietta Brozek. Marek Buczynski. Jason Bugno. Ola Bulak Marku. Nicole Elizabeth Cabral. Faith Kana. Emmeline Capel. Jeremy Blake Kapulong. Jessica Marie Carlson. Senan Daniel Abaro Castro. Ashley Cha. Jason Chan. Hanwen Stephen Cheng. Irene Chang. Jung Hee Jo. Amy Cho. Mary Choles. Caitlin Murphy Christian. Adam Conlin. Taylor Ann Connington. Alexis Naomi Cornelio. Shannon Dahlgren. Caitlin Elizabeth Dalton. Lena T. Dow. Zena Darhum. Sham Desai. John D. Cristofano. Huang Hui Yu. Suraya El Sayed Abdullah. Beatrice Fungay. Luke Frey. Edward Finn. Eva Gauka. Michael Janae. Roman Godshur. David Hahn. Johnny Ho. Samuel Hong. Hannah Hovey. Norman Huang. Shirley Huang. Mir Husseini. Mark Zhao. Tulsi Juriwala. Michael Jones. Paul Callum. Justin Kapke. Parjak Karimi. Catherine Valerie Katsavalis. Nicholas Stephen Kelly. Madiha Khan. Hannah Kim. Catherine Michelle Kirby. Amanda Koida. Elena Kokoris. Rajpal Singh Kular. Shweta Kurma. Anthony Labriola. Alyssa Lee. Andrea Lee. Lee. Jae-hyun Lee. Liu Elise Lay. George Lewis. Jeff Lee. Jaron Miles Lopez. Sally Lovesansarin. Christine Cecilia Leiden. Wafa Madni. Zain Itram Malik. Mariana Gomez Malady. Sarah Malobabich. Jane Marie McCullough. Shirley May. Kevin Meyer. Anna Mihalitz. Sandy Moe. Noha Mohammed. Smood Mohammed. Belinda Moy. Teresa Elizabeth Mueller. Sandy Munoz. Grace Caitlin Myrie. Jonathan Nazari. Rumana Nazir. Kim Huen. Mike Wien. Victoria Tao Nguyen. Lambert Nudiabesi. Madeline Ann Norris O'Connor. Christopher O. Vanessa Panopoulos. Asamina Papas. Kenjo Pastagia. Harsh Patel. Rupal Patel. Trupti Patel, who will be hooded by her mother, an alumnus of our program. Christina Pham. Ryan Piantanita. Dana Pierce, who will be hooded by her aunt, alumna, and faculty member, Dr. Mary Lynn Moody. Alnor Rashid. Jack Rasmussen. Dathelia Rivera. Michael Robles. Joab Micael Zamora Salvador. Dana Marie Schmelzer. Hannah Sa. Stephen Isaac Sessions. Darmi Shah. Lilas Shamaila. Caroline Yuna Shin. David Justin Silva. Simon Mohammed. Nicholas M. Simon. Sanya Sinek. Nimalin Sivarajan. Michelle Nicole Smith. Corinne Nicole Songer, who will be hooded by her father and alumnus, Dr. Stephen Songer. Lauren Marie Stambolik. Matthew Supple. Lek Silai. Natalia Irina Shanelik. Rosemarie Don Tagari. Alan Tam. Farial Tarek. James Turnig. Desane Tambuda. Hugh Wen Tran. Declan Tuffy. Alina Varabeova. Victor Manuel Vasquez Cervantes. Megan Ryan Walsh. Stephen Weishoppel. Kelly Wong. Charles Yun. Michelle Yu. Catherine Zaradnik. Michael William Zangri. Jenny Zhao. Congratulations, class of 2019.
I would now like to ask that President Killeen, Secretary Williams, Chancellor Amiridis, Dean Schumak, and Carroll Wretzky please come forward for the presentation of an honorary degree.
Carol H. Wretzky, you are a leader and philanthropist in your community and within the profession of pharmacy. The important discipline of pharmacy, which serves as a bridge in our healthcare system between doctors and the medications they prescribe, has been the foundation of your life's mission of service. Along with your husband, Herbert, who recently passed at the age of 93, together you own pharmacies in Chicago most of your working lives. In the last decade, you took on the mantle of philanthropists in both the Oak Park area and in your generous support of the UIC College of Pharmacy, which was your husband's alma mater, class of 1946. Both you and Herb came from families with pharmacy backgrounds, and healthcare and service to patients has been a hallmark of your commitment to pharmacy. It is also what embodies UIC's mission to public service. You have consistently supported the college for 2 decades, and in 2012, your generosity created the Herbert M. and Carol H. Wretzky Endowed Chair in Pharmacy Practice. This gift later expanded to be the largest monetary gift in the history of the College of Pharmacy and established the Herbert M. and Carol H. Wretzky Deanship. It's the first named deanship at UIC. You have been a passionate advocate for pharmacy and for this college, and your legacy lives with the graduates and leaders of the pharmacy profession today. In appreciation of your contributions to society and upon the recommendations of the Senate of the University of Illinois at Chicago, I am honored to present you to the president of the university for the honorary degree of Doctor of Science.
Upon this recommendation and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Illinois, I hereby confer upon you, Carol Wretzky, the honorary degree of Doctor of Science, in token whereof we invest you with this hood and present you with this diploma.
I now call upon Dr. Howard Levy, Golden graduate, to administer the oath of a pharmacist to our graduating professional students. Dr. Levy.
The oath of a pharmacist is a commitment to remain a competent practitioner and to be a caring health professional. I challenge you to live this pledge to advance the good in our profession and society at large. Doctor of Pharmacy graduates, would you please rise? If you're able, I know there's somebody there with a cast. And join me in reciting the oath of a pharmacist. I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy in fulfilling this vow. I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns. I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes to my patients. I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me. I will accept a lifelong obligation to improve my professional knowledge and competence. I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our profession's moral, ethical, and legal conduct. I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care. I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists. I take these vows voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public. From the class of 1969, we congratulate the class of 2019 and best wishes. You all may be please seated.
Thank you, Dr. Levy. And since a lot of the graduates were not reading the oath, I would like you to say, "I do," and agree to the oath. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call upon Dean Schumak to give his closing remarks to the graduates. Dr. Schumak.
All right, we're almost done. Everybody relaxed? This kind of went fast, didn't it? Do you remember anything that happened? I feel nervous still. I don't know why. Everybody relax. We got to get a little louder, too. I think as Chancellor Amiridis said, maybe we shouldn't do this in the morning anymore, but right now we can get loud. So let's hear another round of applause for all the graduates. Yeah. Thank you. That's what we want to hear. Okay, I was told by the faculty I have to keep this short and that you won't remember anything I say, which is probably true. And I know I'm also standing between you and a bottle of champagne. So first of all, let me recognize one more time the golden graduates who joined us today. Thank you. Your commitment to the profession of pharmacy, your career success, and your everlasting support of the College of Pharmacy is a great inspiration and an example for all of us, and you are UIC. Another inspiration this morning was our keynote speaker, Jenny Columbo. Thank you. She is the perfect example of a UIC College of Pharmacy graduate. Thank you, Dr. Columbo. You are UIC. And I want to recognize one more time our new Honorary Doctor of Science, Carol Wretzky. Through her support and commitment to the profession of pharmacy, Carol and her late husband, Herbie, as Carol called him, have had an enormously positive impact on the course of this college. That impact will be felt for many years to come. Thank you, Carol. You are now also UIC. And now for our graduates. This college has been training pharmacists and pharmaceutical scientists since 1859. That's 160 years. I had to use a calculator. By now, I think we know what we're doing. We are one of the very best colleges of pharmacy in the world, and I'm not exaggerating. Thank you. More importantly, these people right here, these graduates, are some of the best that we've ever produced. I know many of them personally. I'm not exaggerating. They join nearly 10,000 alumni of this college who are ready to help them succeed. Many of them are sitting behind me. I can tell you that without any hesitation, these graduates are going to slay it. I don't know if that's a Game of Thrones reference or not, but I feel like I need to throw it in. Okay, let me tell you a little bit more about the graduates before we close. And I'm going to start with the master's and PhD graduates who are sitting in the back and sometimes don't get the recognition they deserve at this ceremony. I'd like to have all the PhD and master's graduates please rise so we can recognize them one more time. PharmD students, many of them were your TAs. I'm sure you want to thank them for that. They gave you A's on your classes when you deserved it. Keep standing. I'd like now for the PhDs and masters in medicinal chemistry and pharmacognosy to raise your hands. Just keep those up. These are the future inventors of new drugs. They will uncover new pathways to treatment, identify new medications from plants, and create drugs in the lab that will save lives. Thank you. And now, the PhD and Masters in Biopharmaceutical Sciences, raise your hands. Guests, these are the scientists that will find new ways for you to take your medication, new dosage forms, new routes of administration, and will make drugs safer and more effective. Thank you. And now, the PhDs in pharmacy systems and masters in pharmacy systems, outcomes, and policy, and also our new degree, comparative effectiveness research. You would raise your hands. Guests, these graduates will help the world understand how to control the rising costs of prescription drugs, and will also recognize the many benefits of medications, and they will explore the impacts of drugs at a societal level. Thank you. And last, the graduates from our Forensic Science Master's program, if you'd raise your hands. Guests, if you've ever watched the TV show CSI, you know what these graduates will do. Their work in drug and specimen testing will help solve crimes and make our world safer. Thank you. Congratulations to our master's and PhD graduates. All right, if I could now have the Doctor of Pharmacy graduates please stand if you're able. Thank you. Guests, before you are the new medication experts of the world. They have been taught by faculty who are conducting cutting-edge research and developing new advanced ways to practice pharmacy. These graduates have seen the future of pharmacy, and they are now ready to go out and live it. These graduates will be leaders in the profession of pharmacy, not just in Illinois, but worldwide. They will be leaders in advancing innovative pharmacy practices, leaders in caring for patients, and in safeguarding the public from medication misadventures. They will be leaders in the community pharmacies, hospital pharmacy, managed care, industry, and all settings where medications are produced, distributed, managed, and used. That was a mouthful. PharmD graduates, by virtue of having graduated from this great college, you will be held to a higher standard by your patients, your peers, your employers, and most importantly, all of your former professors who are on this stage. I know that you will not only meet, but far exceed our expectations. So go out and lead the profession as you have been taught to do. And finally, while you're conquering the world, stay connected to your roots. Don't forget where you're from. Remember that tomorrow is Mother's Day. Keep up with the College of Pharmacy. Follow me on LinkedIn. And just like our keynote speaker, our golden graduate, our 10,000 alumni, and our faculty here at UIC, you are UIC. Congratulations to the new Doctors of Pharmacy. And you can be seated.
Thank you all. Excuse me. Thank you all for sharing this great it's not evening. It's almost noon, but it's still morning. Thank you for sharing this great event with us. I think it would be appropriate for one last huge round of applause because we're almost done. Congratulations, graduates. I'd also like to take the time to thank those that have made this event possible, the Office of Student Affairs, your faculty, staff, the honorary guests that we have, the dignitaries, and most of all, those that have supported you through this process. Thank you to everyone. Graduates, thank everybody. All right. And in closing, I would like to ask that the audience and the graduates please remain seated until the platform party and faculty have recessed. This commencement ceremony is now adjourned. Have a good day.